Hey, y'all. We hope you'll join us for another episode of the WDW Reflections podcast. This week, we celebrate the 50th anniversary of Lucasfilm by discussing its connections to the Disney parks. And to help us with this week's topic, we've invited friend of the podcast and 501st Legion member, Matt. He brings with him his unique perspective as both a Disney and a Star Wars fan. So we hope you'll join us for another episode of the WDW Reflections podcast. Welcome to the WDW Reflections podcast. Here, we'd love to talk about the Walt Disney World Resort, the way we remember it, how it's changed, and why we still enjoy visiting the most magical place on earth. So come with us on a podcast journey as we reflect on the WDW Reflections podcast. Hey, y'all. Welcome to the WDW Reflections podcast, your unofficial guide through Walt Disney World memories and their connections to the parks we know and love today. I am Dewey. I am one of your hosts. With me today are my podcast travel buddies, Ron and Tony. Coming to us from Tennessee is my buddy, Ron. How's it going, Ron?
It's going well. I'm glad to be here to defend myself again so that people don't call me out when I'm not even here. So it's good to be here to defend my character.
Sounds like
seriously, it's good to be back. I'm excited about today's podcast.
Sounds like Ron's talking about something specific, but I have no recollection. I don't know. We'll just move on. And coming to us from the Big Apple, New York, how about my buddy Tony? What's going on, Tony?
I'm doing good. I don't know, Ron. Tennessee looks a lot like Batu to me.
Yeah.
I'm doing okay. Hope you guys are ready for today's show.
Well, I don't know about ready, but we're going to do it either way. And today we have a special guest with us. My buddy from the 501st Legion, Matt, is coming to us from West Virginia. Matt is a fan of the show who regularly interacts with us on social media, but he's also very well versed on the main topic of today's show. So we thought it'd be fun to give him an invite and bring him on. So Matt, what's up, buddy? How you doing?
Good. It's a glorious day here. And I have the frilly shirt on, so we're representing that.
All right, Matt. So you know what today's main topic is. So before we get to that, we thought we'd do a little bit of a get to know you session real quick. So we just want to know, I know you through the 501st Legion, which is the Star Wars, worldwide Star Wars costuming group. That's how you and I became friends. But just give us a real quick rundown, maybe tell us a couple of your costumes, how you got involved, and then we'll move on to a little tradition that we have here on the show where we ask all of our guests 5 Disney World questions. So take it away. Tell us about your 501st adventure. How'd that get started?
So I officially joined December 2014. So it's just been 7 years that I've been in it. I've known about it for a while, but never knew exactly how to join. And there was a documentary that was on the Blu-ray version of one of the Star Wars videos, one of the box sets that showed them the 501st in the Rose Bowl parade. And they were talking about, oh yeah, we make our own armor. It's like, well, I can't do that. So, but then one night I was getting ready to go to bed, had the news on, and they showed a little clip of a local Comic-Con, and they had people from the 501st, and they mentioned them. It's like, well, let me just go talk to them. So the next day I went and met some of the people there and got information about how to join and signed up that day. And within 3 months, I was approved. I had first costume was a biker scout, which is still my favorite.
Did you have to, so you purchased that costume or you made it or?
So there are places you can buy the plastic, it comes in kits, and then you have to fit it to your body. So you put the elastic on or you'll glue the pieces together. So something that fits me, I'm tall and skinny, is not going to fit someone who's 5'4" and a power lifter. So it is a little bit individualized. And then depending on your skills, if you can sew or whatever, you can make a lot of your own stuff, but I can't. So there are places you can find on Etsy and wherever else that can make different pieces for you. And once you're in, there are other people who have amazing skills. So you can talk to a friend who can sew and get that stuff done. So that was the first. Then I joined the Rebel Legion, which is the good guy group, the rebels and Jedi and all that. And I built a Jedi. Then stormtrooper, and then 2 officers, the staff officer, which is the black uniform, and the line officer, which is the green one. And so my wife's in it too. She has a staff officer, Ray, and Padme, the
Nice.
refugee Padme from episode 2.
Cool. That's awesome.
So why I joined is just, it's always been a dream, I think, of a lot of us to be a stormtrooper or be Han Solo or be whatever. So, but then we also do have a big charity aspect. So we'll do hospital visits. We'll do fundraisers for, well, like tomorrow I'm going to go to Parkersburg, West Virginia. We're helping collect toys for Tots. In 2 weeks, there's going to be a Make-A-Wish telethon that we're going to help out with.
Nice.
So this upcoming Tuesday, we get to do the Pittsburgh Pirates, or excuse me, the Pittsburgh Penguins hockey, Star Wars night for their hockey team. So we do some really fun stuff, you know, but the Penguins still make a donation to a charity in our name. So, but there's always that charity aspect. So just being able to help out and give back and make people smile it cannot be beat.
Absolutely. And you know, that's one of the biggest payoffs with the 501st Legion. I've done a couple of the hospital visits and stuff, and you know, that's the big thing is when, you know, kids are in there, and you know, it's hard to see a kid that's, you know, in the hospital not feeling well and having medical issues and stuff. But when you can make those kids just beam and smile and, you know, giggle and stuff, you know, that makes it, all the sweaty hot days in somebody's garage sanding on plastic to make it fit your body and stuff, that makes it all worthwhile, you know, when you see those kids smile. So, you know, some people think it's silly and it's grown-ups, you know, wearing Star Wars costumes and stuff, and you know, a little bit is that it's fun, but it's also really about that charity aspect, you know, doing the nice stuff for making kids smile, or even in a parade or something, in a Christmas parade, you know, you got Darth Vader wearing a Santa hat and waving at kids, you know, it makes kids smile, and that's really what it's all about. So that's awesome.
Not only kids, I'm sure a lot of adults come up to you guys as well, right?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm sure Matt knows the stories. Yeah. There's, you know, adults get giddy and stuff, and they're like, oh my gosh, you know, when they see their favorite character and stuff. Absolutely. It's cool.
Is there a character that you portray that creates much more interest than others? Did you find that one of them brings more attention?
So it's either the biker scout or the stormtrooper. They're both similar. It's the white armor that's just iconic, that stands out, that gets the most attention. Although at events, at least now with the biker scout, if someone brings a little Grogu, a little baby Yoda, that is everybody. And we've done some events where someone's had a little one, and that's all anyone cares about. So it used to be Vader or Boba Fett or Chewie. Now it's Grogu.
When you do a face character, though, do you have any guidelines that you have to follow? Do you stay in character, or are you just being yourself?
Combination of both. You do stay in character, but you can personalize it a little bit. My personality from our interactions, you know, through social media and stuff, you know that I am a wisecracker. So I'll throw in, you know, little jokes, especially whenever someone will say, oh, they're stormtroopers, they can't hit anything. Well, a biker scout's like, no, we have great accuracy. We're not the stormtroopers. We're biker scouts. We hit trees all the time, you know? So, but I add a little bit of that comedy in, and some of them are a little bit more serious. So you get a little bit of your personality that comes out, but you still do remain of, I'm a stormtrooper, here's this. And there are some aspects that you keep up that, you know, you are that character, especially for the kids.
Yeah, you can definitely be silly for the kids. The kids, you know, they want to have a stormtrooper or whatever character, but they also, you know, they're kids. So it's fun to make them laugh. I know one of the things I always do is if a kid's asking for an autograph or something, then I'll usually I'll take their pen and hold it high so they can't reach it and they got to jump, you know, just something silly like that probably a real, you know, TIE fighter pilot wouldn't do. But you know, I like to mess with the kids. I like to pick on them. It's fun. So,
or if they want your autograph, you ask them, well, who's your favorite? Who's your favorite character? And if they don't, it's like, oh, it's not me. Well, I guess I can't.
Yeah.
Or it's like, who's your favorite? And you start pointing to yourself.
Sounds like a lot of fun. The part that I would think is just most rewarding, and you've alluded to it, is being able to give back and do the hospital visits and stuff. I work at a hospital, and seeing people give to children's hospital and light kids up, it's just an amazing thing. Is there a specific story you have around that at all?
And actually the hospital things, whenever we'll go into in a kid's room, and then we'll come out and the parent comes out and like, he hasn't smiled in 3 weeks. And it really makes you feel good. One time we did a Make-A-Wish event. There was a young kid, he was 5, 6 years old. He had cancer, and he had gone down to Disney, and he wanted to do the Jedi Academy, but it was closed whenever he was there. So he didn't get a chance to do it. He wanted to fight Darth Vader. So whenever they came back, either it was the Make-A-Wish people or his mom, whatever, were able to get in touch with us, and we staged a Jedi training for him. And we had, 15 people dressed up as Jedi. And we had Luke Skywalker there, who did all the things of, calm and peace and with the Force and
Awesome.
the feel and everything. And then we had a bunch of stormtroopers come in with Darth Vader. And so then he was able to, give us a Force push, and along with his other friends who were there being Jedi, and they, defeated us, and we had to run away. And later on, Darth Vader came back, and he actually got the sword fight with, lightsaber combat with him. So it was really, really special for him. Now, sadly, he passed away a couple weeks later on, but after talking to his parents after that, they said, for those 2 weeks, that's all we talked about.
Oh,
And so
that's
it made
awesome.
such an impression on him. And we actually started a charity through him. It's called Jackson's Jedi. Kid's name was Jackson. And so we've auctioned off different things. I think one of the Penguin games, we were able to get a jersey signed by Anthony Daniels, who was there. And so we auctioned that off, and all that money then goes to charity. So they're doing good. That comes from not the best situations, though.
And that's kind of the motto of the 501st is bad guys doing good. We dress up as the bad guys from the movies, but we're all real people inside the costumes, and we want to, kids like that, we want them to smile and want them to be happy, and that's what it's all about. So that's awesome. Thanks for sharing those stories with us, Matt. But now, are you ready for some tough questions?
I didn't even study. Okay. We'll wing it.
No, it's not trivia. Don't worry. You're not going to ask trivia. These are your opinions, so probably can't be wrong. I don't know. We'll see. So these are just 5 questions that we like to ask our guests when they come on the show. So number 1 is, what's your favorite Disney World attraction?
So my favorite is the Jungle Cruise. So just the stupid little jokes that they tell. I could listen to that all day, and actually I've done it like 3 or 4 times in a row, getting different skippers, and they tell slightly different jokes. So that's my dream. Whenever I retire, I'm going to move to Disney, move down to Florida, work at Disney, and be the skipper boat captain.
Oh my gosh, that would be awesome.
Riverboat.
I hope you make that happen. I want to ride on your boat. That would be great.
I do, that'd be awesome.
All right, number 2, who's your favorite Disney character?
It's close. I'm going to go with Donald, although Grumpy has a special place in my heart too. So
you're like disgruntled Disney characters, apparently. Neither one of those are very happy guys most of the time.
So Donald can let loose his emotions. So it's the things that you always want to do in life, but you really can't without getting in trouble. And Grumpy with his cynicalness. But if you watch the whole movie of Snow White, he actually has a heart of gold, and he actually cares. It's just his gruff exterior. So he was probably jilted by a young lady back when he was younger, ruined him for life.
Yeah, grumpy doesn't mean you're a bad guy. I'm grumpy all the time.
Donald just has a very bad temper. Otherwise, he's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Question number 3, what's your least favorite Disney attraction?
So you said it's my opinion. I probably can't be wrong. So I'm probably going to upset somebody.
Oh, no, don't believe that. That's not true.
But World of Motion. Sorry, I'm kidding.
Wait a minute.
No, least favorite is probably the PhilharMagic in
Really?
the show.
Even though it features Donald in it?
It does have Donald in it, but I don't know. Whenever I sat through it one day and almost fell asleep. So I don't know if I was just tired from a long week at Disney or what.
It's comfy
But
in there though. Nice.
it
and
is.
cozy.
So it's nice for a nap.
Now, let me ask you. I know that you're a relatively frequent visitor to the parks. Where did you feel that way the first time you saw it, or are you kind of tired of it because you've seen it 25 times?
No, that was the first impression. It was,
Oh, wow.
Oh,
it's okay. It's cute. It's all right. And it just, I appreciate it for its appeal and the audience it's made for. It's just not me.
Okay, that's fair. And again, when we're talking about least favorite Disney attractions, that's just saying that everything is so good. We're not saying that, Feel Her Magic is horrible. We're just saying that it's not at the top of your list, right?
Yeah.
What is your favorite Disney park?
It's tough between Magic Kingdom and Hollywood Studios, especially with all the additions that Hollywood Studios made with Galaxy's Edge and Toy Story Land. But I think Magic Kingdom, there's something special about it. And, first time I went, I was just before I was 3 years old.
oh wow.
And that's one of like the first memories I have is being in Disney World. So just through the years of going there, and all the classic attractions they have there, that just is the top of the list. By
You
a
can't
hair.
have Disney without the Magic Kingdom though.
Exactly.
It is Disney.
All right. And last question for you, Matt. And this is usually the toughest one because it's hard to pick. But what is your best Disney World memory?
Well, yeah, there's a lot of them. Although there's one that I sort of have to pick. I got engaged in Disney.
Oh wow.
So if I don't pick that, I think my wife would be a little bit upset. Yeah, it was in Hollywood Studios. So she really likes Splash Mountain, but her overall favorite thing to do there is the Tower of Terror. Just, the drop. This feeling in her stomach, she says that's just so neat and flying off your seat and all that. So we went a couple years ago. It was right before Christmas. So I think December 22nd was the day. And we were there at night. Now they have the projection thing that they shine on the Tower of Terror and some other buildings too. And they was all lit up like a gingerbread house, and they have little animation on it and stuff. So one night we went there and we were able to get a fast pass to go on right before we went home for the night. And so we went on, and then we come off and we get out and it was all lit up, and she turns on and looks like, oh, that's so pretty. And so then I proposed right there to her. So
Awesome.
and she's from Indonesia. So I'm learning Indonesian. That was kind of special, I'd say.
That's a very unique and very special memory to have.
Well, actually, I spent most of the trip before that thinking about it because I had a ring in my bag the whole time. If I was going to lose it, or something was going to happen to that, or when I was going to propose, or finding the perfect place. I was thinking that. I was also thinking in front of the castle, but that's so cliche, and so it just happened to work out perfectly on that night. But then we took all kinds of pictures that night of the ring and everything, and sent it out to family and friends and all that. But then the rest of it was, we got the I'm celebrating button and got engaged, and so that helped with all the cast members congratulating us and everything. So that just made, another thing about Disney, that just helps make things more special whenever you do have a significant celebration there.
Absolutely. Everything
Yep,
from
absolutely.
birthdays to graduations to, as you're saying, these wedding graduations. That's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's fun. The cast members are, if you're wearing one of those buttons, it's fun. They're always, you probably hear it 50 times that day, either happy birthday or congratulations or happy anniversary or whatever your button says. So yeah, that always does add a little bit of fun to a trip when you're celebrating a specific event or something like that. So that's a cool story. Thanks for sharing that with us, Matt. Good stuff.
Make sure to tune in to part 2 of our discussion with Matt as we celebrate Lucasfilm's 50th anniversary by taking a look at Lucasfilm and Disney in the parks.